wasn't an isolated, in terms of injuries, incident involving one person on campus. We're being told now that we're talking about multiple injuries and that the gunman, the alleged gunman, is in police custody. If there's good news in all this, it's that perhaps, though unconfirmed, so far no reports of fatalities. We do have reports of injuries. We do have confirmed reports of a life flight to Grady Memorial Hospital. We do have video of victims being brought out on stretcher, what appears to be with some pretty serious injuries. So that is the information that we're able to report right now. Our reporters on the ground are able to relay what parents are telling them, although those reports still are unconfirmed. Yes, and we also know at this time the Barrow County Sheriff's Office says its priority is reuniting the students with their families. And of course, that is going to be a large undertaking, and we're hearing these parents walking 30 minutes, parking miles down the road in order to walk down to get to their students. Of course, imagine that being a harrowing walk to reunite with their students, many of them getting calls and texts throughout the morning about what happened. And just like our Brittany Edney just told us, some of those students inside the classroom where this transpired. But a lot of developing details coming in. Again, the main priority from the Sheriff's Office at this time is reuniting families. And I also just want to reiterate, because there is so much concern in the community, that there are other neighboring schools that are on a lockdown, but that is just at a security measure. There's nothing happening at those other schools. This is just a safety measure, and other law enforcement agencies really emphasizing, make sure you stay off those neighboring roadways. All right, obviously we have a team of reporters fanned out across the state, really covering the story. Angelique Proctor at Grady Memorial Hospital covering the victims who might be brought there. We know one is there already. Brittany Edney right in front of the school, and Kevin Stewart speaking to parents as they make that trek, that 1.5 mile trek from where they're able to park onto campus to retrieve their students. We spoke to a parent. Let's listen to what they have to say.
My daughter texted me several hours ago and said there was an active shooter in the building, but she didn't know anything else. So it was terrifying. So we just hopped in the car and headed this way and got stopped at the intersection, and all the parents just walked this way. And then we caught up with them on the football field. You can hear how scary that must be, to think about how long they had to wait to finally get their student. We are also receiving word now that there is going to be a news conference at 4 o'clock this afternoon from the Barrow County Sheriff's Office, going over what they've heard and what they've learned during this. And I also want to emphasize again, although this is in Barrow County, we are seeing that law enforcement response on the local, state, and federal level. We saw the GBI agents walking into Grady Memorial Hospital. We know those GBI agents are also live on the scene, and we know Homeland Security and the FBI are also out there as well. So this is a very all-encompassing effort to make sure that things are handled correctly out there. Governor Brian Kemp releasing a statement earlier saying that all manpower and resources of state authorities have been put on this situation. We know that President Biden is being informed of what's happening at the White House. The governor saying that they're going to continue to work with local and state authorities and their federal partners as they gather information to find out exactly what happens. Representative Mike Collins, who represents the district, releasing a statement saying that he's dialed into what's happening, and expressing his gratitude to law enforcement officials there for their swift action. And what was posted on Facebook, remarkable, back in 2022, which Doug Evans provided us, at the training at this very high school of school resource officers responding to situations exactly like this one. So their training, hopefully, certainly paid off today, as we saw in the immediate aftermath just after 10 o'clock this morning as to what happened. The staging of students all around campus in a very organized, non-chaotic manner. Yeah, and when, again, you think about it, 2,000 students that they had to get out of that building so that they could clear the building, which they did do around 11:30 this morning. We received word that that school building had been cleared. That was only an hour after they got that initial phone call. Those students were already out on the football field by that point, while police were inside making sure that everything was safe and accounted for. Now those students being released back to their families. that's the priority according to the Barrow County Sheriff's Office, making sure that these students go home quickly and safely. No doubt to parents who are very eager to have them in their arms. And we're seeing this play out all the way to the federal level, where President Biden has been briefed by Homeland Security about what transpired. And of course, here locally, a lot of local support coming in from Atlanta Police, Gwinnett County as well. So just an outpouring of support in every way you can think of.
And so you're looking at video of the aftermath of what happened on the campus of Apalachee High School just after 10 o'clock this morning, when there are reports of a gunman opening fire on campus with perhaps, according to the Barrow County Sheriff's Office, multiple gunshot victims. We know that the gunman is in custody and that at least one has been transported to Grady Memorial Hospital, perhaps others to surrounding medical facilities in the area. We've seen life flight helicopters there on campus. This is video that Skyfox 5 was able to get of one of the victims, not sure which one, being life flighted to Grady. There are preliminary, although unconfirmed, reports from our reporters there on the ground and what they've been hearing from students, that there may have been a teacher involved in this, but we don't know to what extent that reporting is accurate. Just passing along to you eyewitness accounts and what has been reported, corroborated reports from students who've been texting their parents. This is a campus which contains upwards of 2,000 students that actually opened up back in 2000, so about 25 years ago. And take a look geographically where we're talking about. Apalachee campus to the west of Athens, and more so to the east of I-285 and just a bit north. So just outside the metro Atlanta area, certainly a more dispersed population out there, if you will. But even though the area is more dispersed in population, certainly not lacking in law enforcement response, and quick to what happened here on campus this morning.
And of course, we saw Governor Kemp saying that he has directed all law enforcement agencies that have available, that are able to go out there and assist in this effort, which is why we're seeing so much cooperation. And we are being told that all of these agencies are coordinating their efforts, which is certainly no easy feat either. But that is also something that they practice. These law enforcement agencies practice responding to incidents like this one, on how exactly they're going to coordinate. I've covered this myself and been there as they've gone through some of these trainings, while they've talked about who handles what. And so they know how to coordinate with each one, because when you think about meeting for the first time in incidents like this, everyone from a local law enforcement agency to the FBI and beyond, they might not exactly know what all the protocols are going to be, and that's why they practice for exactly these kind of situations. So again, they're going to have a news conference at 4 o'clock this afternoon, where we're going to learn more about what happened. For now, what we do know is that at least one person was taken to Grady Memorial with a gunshot wound, but we were told that there were multiple injuries. And just like Tom said, referencing some of what our reporters have gathered on the ground, Fox 5's Brittany Edney told us this happened inside a 9th grade student's classroom. So again, that's unconfirmed, but coming from our reporters on the ground, they're learning this happened in a freshman classroom, and it might have involved a teacher and a student. Those updates still waiting to get confirmed from law enforcement and from the school system as well. But we're still trying to get that developing information. For now, it's a priority of getting these students back with their parents, who are walking more than a mile, 2 miles, 30 minutes to go collect their students, who have been waiting for them for about 3 hours now on the football field out there at the Wildcats football field. So harrowing moments for all these students and teachers and families who are involved in this. And as we continue to learn more, of course, we're going to keep you updated. But this was a live look earlier of those students sitting in the bleachers, parents in the parking lot trying to get their students, and of that very large law enforcement response as well. And I also mentioned some of the law enforcement that's responded to this. And I want to emphasize again, just because we know that it is a bit of a problem out there with busy roadways, lots of traffic and blockades, that Winder police are really encouraging people to keep those roadways and school entrances and exits clear clear. Emergency vehicles are still trying to get in and out of there. What we saw from our crews on the ground, those ambulances and law enforcement vehicles still have their lights on, still have their sirens on. They're trying to get in and out of there. And because there are so many parts and pieces in this, it's important that they are able to move around safely.
And Gwinnett County Schools publishing a statement saying that the safety and the security of their students, top priority. Deeply saddened by what's happening in Barrow County. Obviously, this is a neighboring Gwinnett. The incident didn't directly involve their district, but of course they understand the anxiety. Gwinnett County among the agencies which have responded to what's unfolding on the campus of Apalachee this morning, in addition to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation agents who we saw kind of briskly going into, if you will, Grady Memorial Hospital for what Angelique Proctor, our reporter on the ground outside of Grady, speculated might be to try to information gather as this investigation just begins to unfold here. Here you see those agents walking into Grady to try and gather as much information as possible as they try to piece together exactly what happened this morning.
And we have so many crews out there right now. We're being told that Fox 5's Eric Perry is ready to go live as well with some of the latest information. Eric?
Yeah, Lindsay, Tom, hello to both of you on this very upsetting Wednesday. I want to show you what I walked into. If you take a look down this street, you will see a flood and trickle of parents. What is happening? The neighborhood surrounding this, of course, when they heard from their loved ones here at this school here, they dropped what they were doing. They told me they rushed over here, moms, aunties, uncles, daddies, all of them, to make sure their baby is okay.